Well, what I've heard tonight, Jesse, is that most of the agents who were there at that rally in Butler were not Secret Service agents. They were, in fact, Homeland Security agents. And get this, most of those Homeland Security agents, the only training that they received was an online webinar.
Somebody needs to go to jail. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get your merch link in the description section. Y'all already know what to do. Get you one of these shirts. Let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, somebody need to go to jail. I said this, and one of my business partners, and I consider him a friend, he had made mention to me, like, Brandon, you really think this was an inside job? Or you really think it was? And I say, I don't know if it was a singular person, but it was an active, willful failure to get the man killed. Like, I don't know what else we need to see for you to acknowledge that something ain't right here. And when you get incompetence, intentional incompetence, this is what I think happened. I think that they know that people are trying to take out Donald Trump. Clearly, they're getting credible threats. They know it's afoot, right? It's on its way. It's at the front doorstep. And they decide to willfully mitigate his security. So the possibility is there. They're not going to flat out not protect him, right? They're going to give a presentation to protect him, let him get shot in the head, and they don't have to coordinate that with the Secret Service agents, do they? No. From the top down, they mitigate his protection, leaving so many loopholes open that my 3-year-old can climb on top of a building and take out the president. This is what they did. They vicariously, through inept, I don't know if it's inept, I think they intentionally said, we're going to mitigate Trump's security. We're going to not cover buildings. We're going to do everything we can to get this man killed. Why you say that, Mr. Tatum? Listen to Jussie Waters and listen to Josh Hawley on here. Roll the clip. And I believe that Josh Hawley is telling 100% truth. I've never seen one of these Republicans get on here and lie like this. I don't think he's lying whatsoever. Listen to this, and you tell me what you think.
Josh Hawley's been in contact with whistleblowers and has new information he's going to exclusively share with us here at Primetime. So what now are we hearing from whistleblowers, Senator?
Well, what I've heard tonight, Jesse, is that most of the agents who were there at that rally in Butler were not Secret Service agents. They were, in fact, Homeland Security agents. And get this, most of those Homeland Security agents, the only training that they received was an online webinar, a 2-hour online webinar. And I'm told that about half the time, the sound to the webinar didn't even work. So think about this. The president of the United States, former president of the United States, Donald Trump, is sent out on stage. Most of the people there aren't trained. They're not qualified. They only got a webinar training, and even that didn't work. It is absolutely outrageous.
You're saying, and if we're to believe that there's this big Iranian threat, that this is coming down the pike and they had to beef up security, their idea.
Let me qualify this for you. This is what the director of Secret Service said. And this is what they had put out there, that there was an Iranian threat on Donald Trump's life. It was revealed that they knew about some Iranian threat. And yet they do him like this. Okay. And the dumb B word said that the reason they didn't have people up there because the roof was too sloped. Can you believe she said that? Can you believe it? It's not too slow for a mentally deranged guy with 2 left feet. Probably ain't played a sport in his life, and he climbed up on there and did just fine. If it wasn't for the grace of God, Donald Trump would be dead today. He literally turned his head and missed the bullet. The Secret Service did nothing to protect him. All right, let me finish.
Beefing up security was not putting more Secret Service agents and counter snipers, was just throwing in a bunch of guys that have never done this before from Homeland Security and sending them into some Zoom training that didn't work?
That's exactly right. I'm told that actually Homeland Security agents were pulled off of child exploitation cases, child endangerment cases, the stuff they normally do. They don't normally do protective detail work at all. They were pulled off those cases, said, here, you're going to go guard the former president of the United States. Watch this webinar. Oops, it doesn't really work. Oh, that's all right. Go out into the field anyway. Jesse, this is a nightmare. And we still have no answers. The only reason we know this stuff is because of whistleblowers. It's outrageous.
That is absolutely crazy. I can't even wrap my head around it. When you heard the first story about this counter sniper shoot, I thought it was the guys on the high roof. Then I heard it was the guys farther away. And now I'm hearing the first shot that was gotten off was by a local, and he wasn't even perched. He was on the ground.
Yeah, all I can say is that is not what the director told Congress, and you just played the clip. I was sitting right there in the Senate when he testified that it was a Secret Service counter sniper who neutralized the threat, that is, took out crooks. He said nothing about another sniper, a local, nothing at all. Jesse, this is a pattern now. Why aren't these guys out there, Secret Service and FBI, doing regular briefings, answering questions, giving us answers? They're not doing any of that. They're hoarding the information. They're keeping it from the public. And this has gone on too long. I mean, people have got to get fired for this.
No, they do. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again, Senator Hawley, and hopefully these whistleblowers continue to talk to your office. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Click here.
Did y'all hear that right? I could have sworn I just heard Hawley say that the person who neutralized the threat wasn't even a counter sniper. I swear, God is my witness. God is my witness. And I don't know it to be true, but it did look weird because the snipers didn't look like they were on gun. It did take a prolonged period of time before they actually fired the shot. So I don't know. Let me filter through this. I could be wrong. Comment in the comment section if you think I heard that wrong. Let's listen to it again. I could have sworn that Josh Hawley said that the person who shot the guy, a return fire, wasn't even a sniper.
On the high roof. Then I heard it was the guys farther away. And now I'm hearing the first shot that was gotten off was by a local, and he wasn't even perched. He was on the ground.
I don't think nobody could shoot the guy from the ground. So something must not be. Maybe there was exchange of gunfire. It wasn't just one shot from the good guys. Maybe that's what we're hearing. I can't imagine a person shooting him from the ground. Because you see where Trump is standing, you see the guy there. To get him in one shot right on the dome piece from way back there, not from a high position, not from a platform position, I can't imagine it. I know this is what I'm hearing, and I think I'm hearing it right, but I can't imagine that that's what actually happened. Maybe there's some confusion here. If you got an AR-15 and you're in a standing position from 200 feet away or whatever, however, 200 yards away, you can stand and raise it up without a magnified optic and shoot somebody in the head from a roof. If that is what happened, somebody get that man a raise. Somebody put him in the Hall of Fame, unless he was a lot closer. But if you shooting from way back there and you ain't even on a platform, you standing and shooting, an AR-15, you pop somebody in the head from 200 yards, you're a pretty good shot. Some people that are shooters say, "Oh, that's not as easy," but a regular person that's not a tactical sniper that's been sniping for 20 years and training, and some agent that's on the ground or some local law enforcement officer that hit a shot from that far, if it was that far and that was what I heard, that's crazy impressive. Let me.
Yeah, all I can say is that is not what the director told Congress, and you just played the clip. I was sitting right there in the Senate when he testified that it was a Secret Service counter sniper who neutralized the threat, that is, took out crooks. He said nothing about another sniper, a local, nothing at all. Jesse, this is a pattern now. Why?
Somebody need to go to jail. Somebody need to go to jail. Forget that fire and stuff. Somebody needs to go to jail for this. This is treason. I would argue that somebody made the decision to not protect the president, to leave him vulnerable to attack. Just so happened they were successful. But God, he moved his head like this and it missed him. Secret Service didn't stop it. Nobody stopped. Local law enforcement didn't stop it. That man got a clean shot at the president, and Trump turned his head at the last minute and the bullet missed him. I'm telling you guys, like, it is very interesting to me that people aren't in jail over this stuff. At minimum, they lied before Congress. That's against the law. You cannot lie before Congress. Let me get off this thing before I get mad again. I'll see y'all on the next one. Comment in the comment section. I'm out.